this has been verified by studies, it has been verified. It's actually the process by how we learn. For example, everything that children come to learn is what they have seen or what they have heard. So it is true that by beholding we are changed. In an age such as ours, where there is information coming from everywhere, if you go on social media, just on your news feed, you'll be bombarded by over 1,000 things that have been posted. And there are things that keep on popping up as suggestions on what you can read, what you can watch. If you finish watching one video, there's another video coming. How do you differentiate between substance and junk? How do you differentiate between material that adds value to you and material that is trash? Because it is only true that junk in, junk out. This is a very quite complex question, but which I think looked at a certain dimension we should be able actually to answer. And what I would say is this. The Bible again says that he that walks with the wise, the same shall become wise, but a companion of fools will be destroyed. It is still talking about the power of association and how we are changed by who we associate with. And I think by now we need to understand that the influence of association has moved from physical spaces to virtual spaces. We have friends on social media that we may even never meet in our lives, but they can have such a huge impact on us in how we dress, how we talk, what we eat, how we relate with people, what our relationships become. And ultimately, it is this interaction that will determine what you become in this life. Whether you make your life a success or your life into failure is dependent on who you are interacting with in these spaces. I've oftentimes heard young people maybe misguide themselves by saying, well, this is just Facebook. Well, it is not just Facebook. If Facebook was not serious, you would not have heads of states present on social media addressing masses. You would not have all the learned people and accomplished people that we have there. You wouldn't have definitely companies there. It is now, Facebook is a real world. Not only Facebook, all the social media platforms, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, these are real spaces in which real life is happening, in which lives are being changed, in which people are being channeled into wrong directions and people are being channeled into right directions. But the question still remains, how do you differentiate junk from substance? Now, unless otherwise, this is the criteria I use, unless otherwise, if it has so many likes and so many comments on social media, chances are over 90% that it is junk. If it has thousands of likes, thousands of comments, thousands of shares, chances are high that it is junk. Of course, there are exceptional cases in which I've also come across a video of substance, an article of substance that is life-changing, that is impacting, that is educative. But oftentimes what trends are scandals, what trends is fake news, what trends are pranks. Well, some of these things could be good for entertainment and for one to relax in certain times after maybe you have worked or you have done the key things that you need to do in your day. But I should mention that it's a very simple criteria, but very powerful. For me, it has worked. You see thousands and thousands of shares, chances are very high that it is actually junk. If you are tagged in it, chances are quite high that it is junk. I've come to personally realize that people rarely tag someone in an article that is speaking economics. People rarely tag someone in an article that is speaking actually real medical science or health science. Even the articles of medical science that have been tagged in, oftentimes when you check them, it is fake science. It is rumors of somebody who may not even understand medical science. So if you find yourself tagged, it means Don't just read, because people are often excited to tag people in things that only entertain than things that actually build. That's the criteria I use. And then on the information that comes, how do you know that what I am reading here is actually authentic? What I'm reading here is from an authority. I think we should develop a habit of doing a background check on the people that we are following or the posts that we are reading. It is still possible to actually get a name of the purported author of an article or the person that you want to follow and try to do some background search on them. Who are they? How qualified are they to speak on the subject they are speaking? For example, oftentimes I have found somebody who is not a medical expert speaking on issues of medical science. And he will be there, and maybe because he has an influence, because he's a celebrity or anything, people begin to take what that person is saying. Now, that person might be an expert in one field, but not an expert in the other. Do not listen and take for expert opinion any person speaking in an area that they are not expert of, because none of us is a jack of all trades. And the first step towards being misled is listening to somebody in an area they are not expert of. And even as you read things on Facebook, you see, compare what you are reading against what you have read somewhere else. In other words, read with an open, critical mind that is asking questions like, how true is this? How logical is this? How feasible is this? As you read with a questioning mind, then you, on your own, you will be able to sieve out that which is substance and that which is not substance. I want us to realize that the time we spend on social media, if not used wisely, over time we will sit on the anthills of regret and look back at how we have wasted our time. But equally on social media, if we're going to use our time well, follow people that can impact us, read articles that are life-changing, view videos that have got virtue, substance, and principles in them, one of the days we'll actually see that this has been a catalyst in our route to success and progress. So God bless you as you set out to sieve and search for substance on the social media platforms.